I guess it's an attempt, as you say, to like pacify them. The other thing that in chapter 3 of your book you talk about is.
By the way, you got a pretty good voice. I mean,
thank you.
you're basically downward inflecting. Your voice portrays. First of all, it's very genuine, but it portrays a guy who's actually really thinking about what he says, and he actually listens.
Oh, that's a very kind compliment. Thank you. But she's still going to die. In chapter 3, you talk about labeling their pain. I found that a really interesting concept.
Right.
Don't feel their pain, label it. I think that's probably a mistake I've been making. I actually was thinking about that in the context of like my romantic relationships.
Right.
When my girlfriend is talking at me, as a way to kind of create that bridge, how do I create that bridge by acknowledging or labeling her pain? Can you explain to me what you mean by labeling their pain?
You know, think of whatever the negative emotion that they're feeling is, the elephant in the room.
So if I'm, I'm holding someone hostage and I'm crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, sounds like you feel like you're out of control. Sounds like you feel that you're going to have to do something you really don't want to do.
And what does that do to me when you do that?
All right, so, and this is one of the few in the Black Swan method that's also backed up by neuroscience. Like, we know anecdotally that this stuff works because we're proving it over and over again. We're walking the talk. We make our own deals very effectively. And the people that we coach make their deals and accelerate their deals very effectively. So, so we got no shortage of our own anecdotal information. We really don't need the neuroscience. But there's been several neuroscience experiments. They put people in fMRIs, functional magnetic resonance imaging devices, where they can watch the brain light up, and they induce negative feelings in people, and they watch the brain light up, typically by showing them some sort of photograph that causes them to feel a negative emotion, whether it's sadness, anger, whatever it is. And then they simply ask the people to identify or label what they're feeling as a result of what they saw. And each and every time the person labeled it, the electrical activity in that part of the brain diminished every time. Not deny, but just called it out. You don't deny the elephants in a room. You say there's an elephant in a room.
And that makes people feel heard or seen or felt? Or?
All of the above.
Right.
So, whatever the emotional reaction to that is, people feel seen, heard, felt,